wonder who the special man in your life is, and I mean your father. So with me are a couple of people, men. With me are men who might or might not be fathers, might want to be fathers or not. We'll get to that. But we are going to have a conversation because this is the month of fathers. There's Father's Day in this particular month, and I'm super excited. It's one of my favorite months. So let's get right into it. Let's hear what the guys have to say about the father figures, stroke fathers, and the importance of the same. So I need you guys to introduce yourself and tell me your favorite memory of your father or a father figure in your life. So I'll start with you, Fool. Okay, let's introduce yourself.
My name is Vincent Omoga, and my dad is called Crispin Oduor Omoga. My grandfather is called Vitalis Omoga, and those are the father figures in my life actually. They played a very, very vital role in me being a man I am today. Actually, I think I can say that I've siphoned much of their spirits. That is what has made me to be who I am today.
Okay.
I am kinda an expression of what the two are than me myself. So
all right.
I feel like I'm 3 in 1.
Okay, cool. Nice to meet you, Fool.
Yeah.
My name is Dominic Otieno. Unfortunately, I didn't get an opportunity to see my dad. I grew up without him. But some 2 gentlemen came in to fill the position. One is called Mr. Otieno Dal. He took me through to high school. I'm grateful to him. And he filled in the gaps that were necessary for me to develop as a child. The other one is Engineer Gordon Malando. He took me through to my university education. And I'm always grateful for him. He's usually a person who is very warm, approachable, and you can discuss anything with him. Anything. Yeah.
So
it's wonderful.
Okay. Nice to meet you and welcome.
Thank you.
Najiintroduce kwa strangers wenye nao.
Unaweza tujiintroduce but mostly kwa strangers, okay.
Naitwa Clyde, and unlike my namesake here Navin, missing a genealogy. And to respond to Kilemuliza, because I'm the only one clearly who was listening to you, now. my favorite memory, yeah, my dad naweza sema ni perhaps in 2013 I think, and we've seen each other in bits and pieces kwa this lifetime na si kujuana. I can literally count the number of times that it may happen, but it time in 2013 alikuja mtaani, and then alikuwa na a bag, and I don't think then nilikuwa so much of a reader, but ilikuwa after high school, and so alikuwa na books kibao, alikuwa na novels kwa bag yake, and before atoke akiishia aliniachia hizo novels alikuwa nazo, maybe 8 or 10 novels.
Oh wow.
To hizo books akaniambia shika unaweza soma hizi, and whenever I think about my reading I think you really play a part, because around that year I read some of those novels, and I maybe began kuwa interested in literature materials. So that would be my favorite memory
of your dad.
Of him.
Now, so the 3 of you have actually answered different things, but we're all leading to the sum of a father figure stroke, a dad, and the importance or lack thereof. So now, what, like very direct to the question, do you think it is important to have a father stroke, a father figure in a man's life stroke, a boy becoming a man, like the growth period? Is it important, and why? So I'll start with you, Phil, because you have 2 generations.
Only a man understands what men are supposed to do. A woman will never understand. He might understand bringing up a boy to become a man, but making him a man, there's some things you just get by looking at what your dad does. You don't need to be told. He doesn't need to direct you. You just watch. So like this is how things are supposed to be done. How he handles conflict when conflict emerges in a family settings. How he treats your mother, you get that. How he treats your sisters, you know how to treat ladies in your life, you know how to treat your wife in the event you have one, and actually be there and struggle for a family and provide the best for them. Actually, all that I learned by watching them. So I believe a father plays a very, very pivotal role in breathing the spirit of manhood in a boy to become a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have brought the question of manhood into this conversation, and that's a whole other conversation. Very important, I might add, but it's a whole other conversation. And I like how you said seeing is believing. So you saw and then you acted on things. So tell me.
It's absolutely important to have a father figure in
Is it
life.
important?
And in fact, it is something critical because a family is an institution. An institution requires leadership and direction and governance. Your mother will provide for the governance. That is day-to-day management of affairs of the children. Yeah, you need food, clothing, basic needs, and some other things. Your mother is the best in that. But then when it comes to offering direction, then your father is best for you, especially for a man, because the processes of life you are going through, your father went through them. And some of the challenges you're most likely to meet, he had already met them. So you don't need to go through the same thing when he's around. He will take your hand and guide you through some of those processes so that you avoid some things that may derail your progress in life, and also help you in achieving some of your dreams that you may desire to achieve.
Okay, so you have also talked about like you have offered the distinction between roles in a household, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing this so that in future conversations you might pick up on this, because I know Father's Day is in, I think, November. Men's Day is in November, and perhaps this is a conversation we can have nearer to that time, and we can really get into these issues that we're now raising. So the question of manhood, the question of splitting of household roles, very important questions. Clyde.
Important, yes, and hata views zile wanashare zinanikumbusha some content that I watched regarding development, boy to child, and the idea of a man child, and even some of the things you had mentioned to us kuhusu the same Carl Jung and perspective zake, amongst other psychologists too, and that sort of development and the importance of the male figure or the female figure, motherhood and role on play. Apart from what I may add, I really can't add much, but what I'm thinking about ni how the questions and perspectives tunauliza and tunashare, how they apply to situations where you have two fathers or two mothers. That's what I'm
comes to
thinking
mind. So then, okay, I mean, I feel like we're really getting into serious, not that what we're doing was a joke. To like very intense territory that I think tunaweza endelea kudebunk as time goes,
and explore
further, because now there's the issue of, okay, now what we have in the first instances we described heteronormative families, and now we are in a society where we are embracing and opening up spaces to all families, all sorts of families. So inakuja tena a question of, as Clyde has said, all this, a father is important, yes, a mother is important, yes. Okay, so how does this work? How roles inakuwa applied VP? And so Sigmund Freud, I say Freud all the time, but I think it's Freud. So Sigmund Freud said, it's Freud. I say it's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sigmund Freud says a boy becomes a man okay, I'm paraphrasing, but a boy becomes a man when his father dies, okay? Then Carl Jung comes later on, a couple of years back, and says, yes, but it can also be figuratively, si lazima physical death. So what do you guys think of that statement? So I'm going to hold that one statement, and the other statement is, which I think the two of you have answered. Actually, Pierre Clyde, you have answered. The other one was, if a man, a boy can become a man without turning into his father. And I feel like what you guys have said is a bit of the father transfers onto the son. It's like a bit of copy-paste. For Clyde, it was the books. For you, it is the cultures, it is the reading. For you, it is the hand-holding, it is the caring. So let's just go back to question number one. What does it mean that the father has to die for a boy to become a man, figuratively or literally? And I'll start with you again. Actually,
already hand up say. So basically, I don't think like a father should die the physical death for a boy to be a man. It's just like a bird. A bird must leave the nest to fend for themselves, to understand what being a man actually entails. You know, me growing up, I was told when my dad leaves, like I'm the youngest by that time, but you need to take care of your sisters instead of my sisters taking care of me. But they'll still tell me that you're the boy now. Now when I leave, you're the man of the house. Like that is what fathers tell their son mostly. Like I'm leaving, but you're the man of the house. So take care of your mom. You know, your mom canes you, but here's your dad telling you to take care of your mom. You know, he's giving you that responsibility to take care of the affairs, his affairs, and to act like him in his absence.
Okay.
That makes you have this notion that in the event you are cut away, you want to have and start your own family, you have that power and the ability to manage the affairs of your home. And he doesn't need to guide you again. You already have everything that needs to be done.
So well said. Very well said.
Of course, you might be taught many things. The difference comes in when you start doing them. That's when you realize that it's a whole responsibilities on your shoulders. And that's when you start realizing that being a father is a big job. Before you're a boy, you are under the care of your father. He's a reference point to you. Whenever you run into problems, you run to him for advice. But here now you're alone. Your father has given you those roles. I've blessed you, my son. Go and now become a father. You have a family. You've now entrenched yourself in it. You're now starting feeling
the weight.
That's when you become a man.
When now so you basically, this is a confirmation of young, so it's more of when you are actually in it.
Yeah, it's like spectators. They play better than the guys in the pitch.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
But you that's the game changer. That's when you become a player.
True.
Yeah.
Like
nilikuwa najaribu sana ku find those particular statements because when you sent them, I wanted to get the specific context. So siku manage kuona those specific ones za what Freud alikuwa amesema and what alisema, because he is such a problematic psychologist and psychoanalyst and how everything alikuwa relate to sexual desires and ye could project life yake onto psychology. So I tried to understand where that came from. So I only came across instances Jung kuongelea your concept ya man child and that transformation and the connection if kuna a father figure or not, bado kuna, and even other people have spoken about it for the field of psychology, the bond the mother and the child, regardless of their gender, will always be tighter than the other person, because the mother ndo will give birth na ata spend more time nurturing this child
and
than the
for
other
9 months,
figure.
literally.
Yes. So, and then kuna hiyo idea ya the mother complex, and so if kuna hiyo concept ya the father now akona hiyo kazi ya ku reduce chances za hii mother complex
okay.
Get na hiyo attachment ya the
kusema
mother
kutoa umama
na mtoiwa it came from a woman.
I would like to say sarcastically, thank you, but not okay.
Kutoa umama.
Sarcastic remark.
So hiyo ndo role enye wanasema lazima play, and then now if the father figure ako absent, it becomes harder, which brings me to something ilikuwa ni mention that I bring up hiyo idea ya sons kupewa responsibility. It's a discussion imoneki happen in online spaces. You know what happens if the father figure ako absent, this child and this mother now wanna form other bonds. You know for the child, now you're also looking for that father figure in the mother. And the mother, since akona other emotional needs that are unsatisfied,
anatolea mtoto.
Yes, so it's a very intricate relationship now that inakuwa formed with the father being absent psychologically. And hiyo ni ya parents, whether ni mothers or fathers or whoever, giving you responsibility to children, ikona an emotional impact.
Of course,
haiko discussed sana.
Yeah. Wow, okay, sawa. I mean, in conversation, I like that every single person on this panel has actually, it's meshed. We agree that the father stroke father figure is very important, and the role that they play is also important. And now that what you have said about parents giving responsibility, right, to the children, so I'm going to round this up by asking, what is your worst memory of your father? So maybe this will take a minute, but so for you two, you didn't give me your favorite. So you're going to give me your favorite and worst in a burst, and then you're going to give me your worst, and then we're going to wrap it. It's going to start with you. You just know it.
My favorite memory of my dad is in 2006. We had just it was the first time I was going to the village, actually, after a very, very long time. I'm going to stay in the village in Nyadorera. Now we went kuchunga ng'ombe naye, went herding of cattle. Njaa ilikuwa huko, there is no food at kubeba maji, so nakula na njaa, but we had, it was like a nice bonding session. He taught me a lot of things there. Since being a soldier, he taught me much about conflict areas and how to handle conflict situation, and how to sometimes you need to manage your emotions and temper and stuff. Yeah, he taught me that actually tukiwa tunachunga ng'ombe, and I liked kwenda kuchunga ng'ombe naye because of those kind of stories. My worst memory, I was in kindergarten.
Those ones stick.
Yeah.
Ulishia kindergarten, si nursery?
Nursery. Sisi naita kindergarten bana. Nilikuwa top class. Nilikuwa top class. That was not in Nyadorera. That was in Gilgil, actually. So we were living in Kenyatta Barracks. So this time, Madhe alikuwa amepika kuku na mchele. So alimpakia kwa chini. And that was my favorite food. So instead me ya kwenda shule, ilienda kajificha kwa easy places zinakuwa powerhouse, nikajificha hapo kwa sababu kuna space mimi nikakula. Basi ya shule ikaniacha. So I had boots coming. The guys are marching in the morning. So nikakuwa curious because the way they do the guns and it's so amazing. So nikakuwa curious kuchungulia. Yes, machananda kutoka ng'ombe. Mzae.
Old man.
So aliambia majama mmoja alikuwa na command na hii staff. Yaenda kwa nyumba kidogo. Acha second in command. Kenda kwa nyumba. Alinipiga kama mwanaume.
Alikuwai.
Alipiga ni babangu akapiga nduru.
Oh no.
Na babangu ni mafia. Babangu anakuwa disciplinarian. Yule mmoja anakupiga hadi akudunge na fork. But Budama lipiga hadi mafia was like, no, it's enough, usiniulie mtoto. And that was the one time Alinipiga, and he has never laid a hand on me up to this very moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that you remembered the cuckoo. Cause and effect.
Yeah, cause and effect.
I'm one of the people who can't recall one of the worst memories I had with my dad, because passed on when I was, I don't know, 1 year. But the father figures I've had the father figures I've had in my life, the best things I can talk about them. Let me begin with the Agritin. Is one person who solves this problem by words. In fact, he taught me that, Dominic, I see you. You are brilliant academically, but that won't help you in life. He taught me that the real intelligence is not in knowing anything. It is knowing who you are, what you can, and what you can't. Then everything else revolves around.
Is he a teacher?
It's not.
He sounds very, strategic. Okay, sergeant.
It's not. So everything else revolves around there. The academic knowledge and the knowledge, any other knowledge you acquire from the world, will only help you if you have that intelligence of knowing who you are, what you can,
and what you
can't.
Okay.
That is the philosophy that has driven me to where I am today, by choosing my battles. I choose them very, very carefully. What I can't, I don't struggle with. What I can, I do it to perfection, the best I can.
Smart.
And I know who I am and where I come from. So I'm always grateful to this.
To the gentleman.
Yeah.
That is very smart.
Yeah.
Huh. Thank you. Clyde. West.
As you can see, and if you watch our videos at the Discourse KE, you can see the venue that tuko in na place you recordia, and then add on to that the memory I shared tukianza hii conversation na my father na kile alinipatia as my best memory. Clearly ilikuwa misleading because none of this matters according to what we've been told here.
Who you are?
What you can do.
Those three things.
Well, at least you know you can read.
So since itakuwa very brief, sija spend a lot of time na my dad, sina a worst memory.
No, bro. You know what? I like this session simply because of the mix this is.
Yeah.
This is a very beautiful mix. Because when I start speaking about my father, I cannot shut up. Yeah, it's problematic. It's a problem. And so, with that, wait, let me ask. Are you a father for? Have you
impregnated somebody's daughter?
Okay, I wanted to. Okay, yes. Have you?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm planning.
You're planning to.
Yes.
Okay, sawa. Godspeed on the plan.
Hallelujah.
Economy in the congratulations. Are you a dad?
A beautiful plan is underway.
Nyinyi wote mko na plan. Clyde.
No, I'm not.
And with that, shut up, Clyde. Are you a father? Do you have plans?
No, I don't.
Okay, so. For the boy.
He's Father Christmas, man. Father Christmas. My man is all I
Funge story.
It's all